Well,
oh dear.
Oh. Okay, it's all right. Flusha has decided to win out on all the fights that are just about to be lost. JW touches the bomb, but not going to stick it. And as Poison does find JW in the end. So it is back to this kind of weird 2v2. Bomb did get dropped where it was, but they're going to take the time to go around the backtracks, which I quite like. It is Safix and Poison being very proactive in now what's going to be a post plant.
Crims and Flusha. Flusha's got the responsibility of being the first man to check and contest. Crims looking for the afterplant secure. So he spotted him. Didn't spot both, I don't think. And yeah, finding that headshot, job done. Now Crims just has to wait. Kit has been picked up, but Poison with 34 points of health, this one's practically a done deal unless Crims makes a mistake. All he has to do is wait for the sound cue and count in his head. 5, 4, 3, 2. Here's the steps. That's the sound cue. That's the shot. Poison, have you really? Have you really? What a clutch! 3 kills in the round. That was Fanatics all day long.
Poison stuck in yesterday. He won that 1-on-2 pistol round yesterday as well there. So the man, he's here to play. And
Meth.
He is part of that core of this team. blameF, Config, and then Poison. That's the trio. That's the star trio right here for Complexity, and that's one way to kick things off. You were right. That was a bit of a fumble from Crims there. He already cleared the bomb.
Surprised he repeat.
He didn't need to. Yeah, he could have definitely taken his time. So that is the mistake, and well, it's been made early from Fnatic. They will force buy through. Galil's, AK's, Deagles in the mix, and ooh, some damage done up here. Bron's actually been dropped across a Galil, but has also purchased in a Tech 9. He could have had utility instead of that. So probably a bit of miscommunication within the early stages here from Fnatic, but they have a chance to find Blame, making the sound cue, dropping down towards Sandwich, 2 rifles on the other side, and they'll be smoked off. So slow your roll here. Now we need to let everybody know the winner of this one, coming through from Group A, will be facing OG, who managed to make it through top of their group, Group B. And the semi-finals will be going down tomorrow, and then the grand final best of 5 on Sunday. So a lot on the line here in the decider match.
Ooh, it's time to learn a smoke, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know it yet. Oh, never mind, Golden deploying his towards that pop dog position.
So they've still smoked it off, but it does nothing. And let's debate and feign the idea they might be coming out main.
I actually kind of like NATO's chances here. If Poison gets the first shot off, which he has, it does draw attention, but he doesn't connect the bullets. Problems now. 3 on the way across. Spray not quite there for Poison. 35 seconds now extended as the bomb is planted. A big fight here for Config. Oh, he's caught Crims. And he's turned onto the others. Magnificent fragging. 3-on-1. Brodin armored. And does find himself the first 2. Maybe even the third. Spray's not there. And the round isn't either. That's going to be the double for Complexity.
Another plant, though. So keep that in mind here as we move forward. I don't think Fnatic... Well, actually, they might want to go for another buy. Brawl can get an AK and head armor, and they can get Galils or SMGs, something a little bit mixy out there for the others. So I could see a world where Fnatic do purchase on through. If not, a half buy. Scouts, Deagles, that kind of a...
Looks like the D.
Yeah, because the 2,900 is the loss bonus in the next round, and with the plan they've just gotten there, they already have a bank load of cash. So they will just be going for those pistols. 4 Deagles, P250, HE, Smoke and a Flash. That's all they'll be working with going into round number 3. So with the 5 M4A4s, oh, sorry, make that 4 and an AK-47, this should be a Complexity round. Golden really did drop the ball on that flank last round. I can't believe they were able to get 2.
Yeah, that was a real odd turn of events.
And then you think about the first round. Crims, if he just played that time a little smoother, you know, maybe just didn't have to repeat on that final point, you'd have had potentially 2 rounds on the board. These have been close, and they've been individual little mistakes.
Oi!
Oh,
okay.
That's a little too far, isn't it? Does get caught off by that, so that'll be actually a big rifle recovered for Golden. Probably quite happy with this. Oh,
good damage.
Hurting on Poison too. Lovely work.
Yeah, but these Deagles and armor, I like the chances for Fnatic. They'll juggle that M4 if they position correctly. They are partnered up as they currently stand, which does mean is a word I was trying to say. Flashed in, perfect, and that could be the double. Blame transfers beautifully. Not even having vision on their screen by the time the death is confirmed. Golden keeping it competitive though. Does find the first on that inner sight, and that will force a rotate. Whether or not it's 2 remains to be seen. You can see Blame is starting to posture. Poison's in Z as well. Space made, frag found. Golden has given them a way back in here, Chad.
Yeah, the bomb on Flusher right now, meaning they still have time to go down pop towards Yard, but that depends on what Golden finds and what Golden sees. So far, absolutely nothing. He's been given a clear avenue towards the bomb site. Once it goes down, which should be happening within the next 5 seconds or so, Complexity will start their retake. So keep in mind, the low HP of Blame and Poison, they need to be a little bit more careful about how they approach this. They have kits. Rush is rotating on over now. Flush has been upgraded to that Deagle.
How are they not paranoid about the flank? Neither of them. Okay. Closing the gap now. Flusher hears them. Finds the low HP of Poison. And now Golden Swing nets them another. Blame would have to clutch this. An ace clutch to be specific.
He's going to save.
Yeah, he doesn't have the time.
Wow.
Great round. And they've done it with Deagles.
That little fumble from Config, doesn't that just open up this huge problem? It starts off as nothing, and then suddenly, Blame's just trying to keep an M4. Fnatic finally keeping it together long enough, maybe exploiting a mistake on the other side, and they get the round. This is a very close game so far, even though, 2-1 or whichever way you want to look at this. A couple of mistakes have been the gateways to these rounds being converted.
Yeah, it's the smallest margins when you're playing against an equal adversary.
Looks like Complexity are opting to force by here. So 2 scouts are out. And then for Blame, he was the one to carry that through with the save. Config and NATO down towards those Deagles. And a decent chunk of utility here. 4 smokes to work with, 3 HEs. If those nades can be used to find a frag, that'd be a good way to open things on up. But to kick this on off, you can see Rush over towards Ivy with the scout. Blame towards Stop. And Config getting on top of that red train. JW might be in trouble in a second here.
Yeah, this could be the Deagle headshot, but Config rushes it. Didn't want to stick around, of course, when there's a potential for a quick flick. JW postured up on that very expensive weapon, and he's lost his bodyguards. Config body bags too. That's lovely. He might even find JW here, caught by Brollan, trying to stabilize and doing a fantastic job at it.
So brawly, NATO Safix just
See his bum
tucked in,
And little
but
butt
not
cheeks.
tucked enough. Oh, too thick.
Too many squats.
Double cheeked up. Oh no, what day is it today? Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon. It's the 9th of the 10th, Lauren. I've got my wooden blocks. Thank you, Chad.
Did you update them yet?
Yeah, well, I think Trace did it for me.
Well, I guess
Oh,
for
that's
them,
nice,
they were
'cause it
here
was-
past midnight. So
Oh, that's true.
they at least got to see the Thieves get stomped 2-0, so that
It was a
quite nice.
horrible game to watch. if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
well, I think that the Aussie flag now will be flown with the Renegades going forward.
I've seen
so,
they went undefeated in their domestic season.
Yeah, them and Tai Lu.
Nice.
I would love to get Furia, Tai Lu, Renegades, and let's whack a couple of European teams in the mix and
Yeah, all
put them
right.
all in a server and make them brawl.
Oh, I love
Make 'em
this
brawl.
strat. This always just reminds me of yesteryear.
Who did this first?
Whoa, it actually pays off, at least for the first. They won't be peeking anymore, or will they? Yeah, triple peek. Here we go. Trying to guard the rifle. Another dink lands. They start to spread out, start to re-peek,
Oh,
and
no.
NATO Safix is having a round. Only a USP, 2 headshots.
Flusher only has the Glock. He's done that classic maneuver, and he needs to pick up one of these rifles.
Oh, this is getting awkward, Alex.
Config with another frag. This is just USPs, a fully bought up Fnatic. Lauren, you were
Look at
talking
Blame.
about the mistakes. You're right. Potential flank on the cards.
They just have to keep him interested.
Oh, they've done exactly that.
Not an easy shot to hit. He doesn't want to rush this. Does not want to screw this up. Oh no.
God, this is horrible.
It's okay.
For both teams.
It's okay.
What's
He
happening?
can handle this. Blame doesn't need to take a fight just yet. 60 seconds. Bomb loose on the site. NATO Safix has already been the hero, and he's pushed in and missed it. That's a risk. Blame trying to help him. Dancing around the site now. Brollan picking up the pieces and putting them back together again. Oh, good dink. They're both low.
They're both one shot.
They're both one shot on the stopper. Brollan solved the problem. My goodness, that was a sketchy round.
What is this game?
Roland's bailed them out twice in those mid rounds.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude, get me a
yeah.
4B because that was sketch.
Jesus, that was.
Alex.
Just experimenting, seeing how it feels.
Just trying it out.
Is that that's a pencil reference?
It is. It's a type of
And he
pen.
said
Yeah.
sketch. So
Yeah.
it's good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty. Good.
Well,
Well,
Well, it's not bad.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
think anyone would
it's
say
not my
it was bad.
softest ball.
Uh,
My hardest. If I was in my metaphor that I hadn't
Are you-
outlined of
are you
being a
pitching?
baseball
Oh,
pitcher.
I understand.
Okay, all
You
right.
understood where I was going
Yeah,
for
yeah,
softball,
yeah.
hardball. I realized when I was doing the League of Legends Worlds event, there used to be a Cloud9 player called Balls, and that people had to just genuinely commentate balls in the top lane regularly.
Okay, hold on. I
Balls
saw
in the
Balls. I'm not even joking. For Cloud9, C9 balls. Am I making that up?
No, you're
Yeah.
you're right.
Oh, and balls on the Rumble gets another 3 Okay, that's not how they cast League of Legends, but that's not what I'm here for, fortunately. Counter-Strike, let's do it. Imagine calling it a 3K. God, that would be.
You'd be, trouble aplenty.
Oh, gets a frag on the Rift, and Config shuts down Crims. So we return to normality. Brollan catching a bit of flack as well.
In he goes.
Bibbidi bobbidi.
We saw him.
Get off my property. Config knocks Brollan on his bottom.
The fact that he entry fragged Pop and then main is wild.
He knows he's got to be the hero. Do you remember the conversation with Keita?
Yeah. He said they need to step it up. Poison, Config, the big boys of this one here today. Now, they didn't have the best of luck yesterday. They got a bit of a beatdown sent their way.
Flashes down the ramp.
Look at this retake. So this is actually winnable. If Fnatic can get into the site and plant the bomb and not lose any casualties or take too much damage, they can win this round.
3 versus 5. The bar is set high. Chad acknowledges there's a way here.
Okay, that smoke. There's
What's the purpose?
One weight over here by JW. That's giving him 20 seconds to just hold connector.
Oh, it's so strong. Could be 2 here.
Yeah, there's the first. Looking for the second. Config
Nice.
actually outdoes JW there. Very surprising. That smoke did look very well situated. Good work from Blame, but time's ticking.
Have a smoke for the bomb here.
But it is Flusher. Hold on, hold on. And we've seen some wacky rounds so far, but this would take, yeah, a bit more than that. So
I think he was just trying to save the but I don't understand why. You've got Brollan who's about to have, oh my God, that was so close. That was so close.
Are we just having one of those games today,
We are flying by our bootstraps. This is nuts. Okay, so this is Config entry frag into Pop as a CT, and this is Config pushing into main and finding another.
He had the 3 most important kills of the round. The JW kill as well to take him out with the AWP. That was hugely important. So that round was all Config. And he even defuses the bomb with a bee's dick to spare. So good stuff there.
Pardon?
Can't believe Config's sitting there with a fan right behind him on the cam. That's crazy. Never seen that before. Right. Fan just sitting there on the chair. 5v5 at this point in time. This does look like we've got a game on our hands. If your friends weren't tuning in, maybe let them know, because with everything on the line, the pressure mounting, we're getting some mad Counter-Strike already. Bee's genitalia determining the previous defuse by Chad Burchell's standards. Poison, drawn blood again. Golden splattered across the brown holes as Config prepares himself for his 10th frag. Bingo is not his name-o. Flusher rips the collar clean off. Nice work, 4 on 4.
Low HP though on 2 of these. JW needs this kill, and he's also down to 10. So there's 3 members of Fnatic right now. The Walking Wounded, Flusher, JW, and Brollan. Not going to take a lot to knock them out of the server. It's all on Crims' Blame. He wants space. He wants to get a big frag here, and that's huge. He's taken territory. He's got the kill, and now leveled things up 3-3.
Yeah, damn. That puts them in a really dire strait here.
And also that back of that front of old bomb smoke they've just thrown means nothing because Blame already cleared Ivy. How simple as that?
Blame has to step up. Config has to too. And well, both of those Danish flags are very much at full mast. Ooh, okay, problems starting to arise here. Crims has manufactured another winnable round. Flusher's low, wants to try and get that molly and create some space. He does exactly that. Pulls the crosshairs towards E-Box, forces the fight for NATO. Crims has found it, converted nicely. 15 seconds, the bomb needs to be planted, though, and exploiting that is Poison. Crims saving it. Not too shabby, though. Again, Lauren, chaos manifests.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about Crims being an unsung hero. That time, he was quite pronounced. Very well played to him in the end to keep that together, because we've seen what happens once Poison hits that flow. We saw it with, 2 or 3 maps now. I think Mirage, he had a moment. Vertigo, he's had those. But for now, there's Crims basically keeping this all together. And this game is just, it feels very odd.
I don't know where Flusher's molly went, but I heard burning, so I assume it did force NATO into that fight with Crims. This should be an open and shut case. Nobody should be going down on that Fnatic side in a dream world, but we obviously don't live in one of those. I think the current year has demonstrated that.
What do you mean everything's fine?
Good shots. Brollan's keeping it clean.
Rush is still yet to frag, and we are 8 rounds into play here. He's died every single time. He has 2 assists, so he needs to make sure he converts one of those. As it looks like Config will go down to Golden and just need a Sapphics here. 2 kills to his name. I'd say if I was Fnatic and you get away with some of these inner plays towards the B-bomb site, go for a couple more. it's standard play. It's not even just targeting NATO. It's just you will see teams condition the inner bomb site on a map like Train. So it forces the CTs to go for more of a 2-3 defense instead of being able to lean 4 players towards that yard area. NATO will be going down here. Flushes finishes him off. And 5-3 is on the scoreboard right now.
Rushley, how is it observing this? Because it seems quite weird for us on occasion. This has been quite a volatile game. How's the observing side going?
I'd say as far as a Train game can go, if people don't know, Train is by far my least favorite map to observe it. So far, it's been fairly telegraphed for me, which is nice. But it is a weird one, that's for sure.
What do you make of the British snacks, Rush? Which one's your favorite?
I had a penguin already. I'm very excited about that.
I want a cup of tea with it.
Oh, that
I've got a real
lovely.
problem here, guys.
Please don't.
How am I supposed to open this bag of McCoys?
Pop it.
You can't right now.
Yeah, because they're going for a quick hit as well. But Alex, if you hit your cough button, you might.
No, I
get away
can't
with-
one-handed
Alright.
crisp pack it. You're mad.
Maybe.
Blame is too. Look at him. He is going to
Oh,
expose his
yeah.
hitbox. That was what Crims was waiting for. Punish found. Opening kill found. They go on this? Or is this just going to be a little double pump?
Looks
Might set up a second wave. They can redo
Yeah.
some smokes here. So it looks like Brolin's lining up one now over towards Pop Dog. And once they smoke off... Oh, it's just a flash. Okay, it was getting them out of dodge. And now they can play the 5-on-4 number advantage. I thought they might actually go for a reinitiate on that yard, but look how much has been baited on in. You can see here, Config pushed forward. You had Poison in tow as well, closer up towards E-Box. But Fnatic are retooling. It looks like this smoke will be going towards the back of the 6th lane.
Isn't that
Also-
redundant? Is Config been in main?
He is now, yeah. So this is a deep Ivy smoke. Oh, okay. That is the back of 6 one. It wasn't the one we saw from FaZe. And that just covers off one side of the train. But we've seen this approach from Fnatic before, and it's been found out because Complexity actually have the information. NATO, you're going to be tested, my friend. You need a couple.
No fun for him so far.
No, we saw Coldzera in that spot looking really quite diligent, but he falls away from it and finds Flusher on the fallback. Now, site has been lost. He's trying to keep them from being aggressive. That's very bold to do that against JW. That little hop-up could have been his death, and it will be Brolin to find him in the end. Smoke goes in, Rush moves forward, and there goes the kill. Now it's a 3v3, but the retake's going to be tricky. Golden, Crims, all standing tall, looking ready to fight. But Poison trying to keep this together.
He has the molly, no smoke on the CTs. This becomes a problem if they drop it now, but there is still time. Rush can start to close the gap. Poison to bait him. He's expecting it. JW holding the close gap, hoping for the flick. It will be a quick flick and a miss. Now he can push, and it's a perfect play from the 2 remaining. Poison and Rush convert. Recovering an AK-47, and the 4th round as well. Looking good into the inner sight retake.
It's a wobbly aim from Golden there. Felt like he was more under pressure than what it looked like from our perspective. But all in all, Complexity did handle that well. Once you know where the last player is, especially if he's an AWPer up towards high ramp, that kind of maneuver closing down that distance when the bomb gets tapped is always a great little play. Brolin unable to get the smoke out in time and did go down in transition there. So NATO did buy enough time. He only got 1 kill, but he bought enough time. The rotation came on through. So if we're going to be giving a passing mark, we would be right there for Mr. Safix himself. Smoke towards the yards. It's going to be the AWP out on Poison's hands, and an MP9 for Config this time round. Let's see how aggressive Config wants to get with this.
He's often known to have a bit of a penchant for the push. Go on, Brolin. Having a look, cursory glance. The flashes deter him. Nade could find JW here. Good damage incoming. Smoke towards 5. Smoke in response. Just a bit of a utility exchange so far, so nothing to write home about. Flusher is positioned to drop another set of util while simultaneously holding the IV push. Krems patrolling above Pop Dog. Config only an MP9. It is the only sacrifice they've had to make economically. Here we go. JW is the first body to be dropped. Blame F, ensuring that main push will be delayed. Ooh, okay, perfect timed flash. Does get Golden out, but Blame will react.
Golden. Oh, the timing on that flash couldn't have been better, but Poison still somehow finds Brolin. Fight back through. This is all very tentative. Config's still in a very curious spot. It does get swept aside. 35 seconds now. Clock begins to ticks. Ticks? Good word, Lauren. Crims, though.
Good frag.
Still being very prevalent, even on the low HP. 13 to be precise. Poison trying to deal with him, and he does quickly. Dispatches on NATO. Safix! The timing couldn't have been better for him.
Can't get to the AWP in time, but all good in the hood. He gets the frag necessary, and that is the 5-5 equalizer. I'm not sure how I feel about the Flusher, the Fnatic money.
Yeah, I think they should buy
Yeah?
because also Complexity are in a rough spot as well. You can see here as they drop guns across, they've got a couple of emissions being made. Rush onto an MP9, Famous for Poison, Config yet to buy. For Fnatic, they have enough for Brolin to get out an AK, the same for Crims. Golden could do exactly that as well. AK head armor in play and a flashbang as well. And then for JW and flusha, they can operate with pistols. There's no reason that this one couldn't look potent for Fnatic if they opt to make things to a buy round here. You can see with the scores on the doors, Brolin with 12 kills, 121 points of ADR, Blame 11, 12 for Poison. They're the big fraggers in the server, hitting double digits within the first 10 rounds of play. And look, a lot of plants have come on through. You can see rounds 1, 2, and 3. We've had the bomb either through defuse or detonation, and then later in the piece 6 and 9. As the Brits now, teamwork at an all-time high there.
Wow. That was, I've never seen two people work together in unison to open a crisp packet silently on broadcast. Brolin's out, and so is Blame's fragging the feed. Lovely. Poison could be in a bit of a jeopardy here. Might want to drop those nades. He's in a lot of hot water. Good spray control. Catches the straggler. JW vulnerable. Caught through the spray. Config keeping it competitive. This is a big duel, and Crims has won it again.
Oh, even up. 2v2.
Between Crims and Golden, I feel these two have been doing very, very well. Brolin in there as well being a big saving factor to this. Now, Config's positioning is still going to be a problem. Golden just simply couldn't account for it, leaving Crims in a 1v2. Now, NATO Safix and Config. You know where Config is? NATO Safix! Welcome to the big leagues, as Alex likes to say.
Oh, dear.
On the broadcasts. That was a little brutal.
Oh,
Crims?
dear.
Oh, I believed in that. I thought it was going to be a nice little quick one, little pop. Wasn't to be.
Okay, well, another close round might actually force Fnatic into going for another one of these buy situations. If you take a look right here at the amount of money they're working with off the $2,400 loss bonus, it is enough for them to purchase with some upgraded pistols. If they want to go for an all-in, I'll understand it because they win a round, they will break Complexity's bank balance here. And this re-aggression by Config is wild, considering they did find themselves in a 2-on-2. Him pushing forward is not normally what you'd see. People would normally having their skates on, backpedaling. It will just be the partial investment right here from Fnatic. It's going to be a couple Deagles coming on through and a P250 for flusha with a nade. And Rushly, this is your time to shine.
All right, it's Trains. It's a little hard. Maybe MC, do you want to take this round, actually? And then...
MC's just casting at home now. He's like, this doesn't make sense.
No one can hear me.
No, MC's he's observing right now, so I can actually, you know, sit back and look at actually what's going on in the round.
Try.
Well, give us 100% on this one, Rush.
I'll try to do it. Only a few Deagles in play, quite a few of them, I guess. The Deagles, especially on Train, I do see them pop off an awful lot. So we'll see what happens. I do like Config's little position down in the pop dog. He's been destroying here. Some Ivy control being taken. I would hazard a guess they're just going to try and explode onto A. But they do have 4 CTs here. A little peek from myself over there, Rush. He's a nice guy. He does have my Twitter though. So
Yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah, we'll work on that. But JW, he's finding a little bit of time in here. He's definitely going to get this kill onto Rush. It's messy. Does get it though. Blame F couldn't get the trade in time. And now they're posturing towards main 2. So could get dicey here. Config's playing spoiler, as Chad would say, so if things do get out of control, I'm sure Config can wrap it up, but BlameF's getting more inquisitive. It could have gone very wrong for him in that case, but it's going all right. Looks like Ivy's about to get pressured heavily. Poison, the famous, Chad's favorite weapon. Quickly deals with all 3, actually. That's pretty nice, and that's the round secured. No dramas.
Episode of Haikyuu comes out tonight.
Oh, is it true?
Yep.
We need
Every
to get
Friday.
Lauren to watch Haikyuu, to be
Big
honest.
if true.
Lauren, if you class that as a slice of life, that means you have to class Devilman as a slice of life too, because technically they're in high school, just so you know.
Technically.
Technically speaking.
Technically, Lauren.
Do you say that as a definition of slice of life?
I don't know what.
it's in high school?
I've never seen one of those, to be
You've got to
honest.
have a backup to that argument.
Come on.
Come on, you're going to have more than that.
Come back, have a think. Next time there's a bit of a downtime, we can talk about the definition of slice of
All
life.
right,
How
I'm
about
back
that?
on the buttons. I'll see you guys soon.
All right. Quite like that observing, though, from old MC.
Yeah, gosh, you know, it's always nice to know you've got a strong second in command.
Oh, jeez. All right.
I mean, look, there's a reason Astralis have got 7 men and a couple on the bench, you know? Got to keep them on their toes. Got to keep them hungry.
All right. Well, Fnatic are hungry for another round here as they've stalled out a little bit. Complexity up to 7. Round 13 of play coming on through. And NATO Safix still just rocking a less than ideal weapon. MP9 is in his hands. I would say Fnatic might go back towards the inner plays or try and do a bit of an inner split because Rush is having a tough game and they're losing a lot of fights towards main where Blame is already tucked on in and Popdog where Config has been patrolling. So if I'm Fnatic, pressure Ivy and pressure towards the box halls for an inner side split. We'll be putting more pressure on your rotation man, which will be Poison and Rush.
Okay, smokes and flashes. That's going to get Blame more and more interested, like a moth to a flame, a blame to a smoke. And there he goes. Golden catches him through it. JW's wide, though. Oh, jiggled nicely and well controlled. That's a nice North American M4, and he has.
Oh, no.
You're absolutely right. Poison's trying to pick up the pieces here. A flash and a peek, that's all he's got. Only an M4 as well. Spotted by Crims. They may assume they have site control here. How much site control can they take? A deep flash?
Do they have any smokes? No, nothing.
You're going to have to play Brown Hall side.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe a deep smoke could have facilitated a little bit of a cheeky push-up, very Fnatic-esque, but obviously can't do that now. And it does look like though flusha was considering something, maybe just checking the back lines. But for now, Crims postured, waiting for that pick. But Rush, NATO, Safix, all of them actually, Config and Poison, all going to pour together. Bronze in a bit of trouble here. Yeah, overwhelmed. Now the classics, Crims and flusha trying to hold on to this. And now Crims going to be called upon. NATO, Safix watches, waits, and delivers.
Exactly what they needed from NATO there. Good hold. Poison finding the defuse and the double kill on the way back in. Well handled. Looked like Fnatic had found a gap there in the complexity rotate, but well controlled. I want to see this double kill from Rush as well. The jiggle here on JW getting caught out.
Love that.
A lot of these rounds have been very, very close, like we were highlighting with the pistol and then the second round forced by. But Complexity is still keeping their head above water here. If you are Fnatic, you want to be getting at least 6 rounds on this first half, considering how close they were. And we take a look at Rush's lovely little bedroom, hotel room, gaming room, office space, everything as he's displaced on the other side of the world here, but displaced towards Ivy as Poison gets a kill onto Crims. Smoke out from Rush to slow down the ascent of Fnatic. Flash through, immediately taken back. JW wants this space and he gets it. If Rush is brave, and it looks like it, he'll be taking a fight. Damage done to JW, he'll think better of going for this.
Nice frag.
Config with some aggression there. They've offered up 2 kills. This is good for Fnatic now.
Yeah, they need to exploit this weakness now. Maybe a gamble being called by Blame. He is still heart beating, brain throbbing in the server.
Throbbing brain is a very visceral explanation. I didn't really love it, but it worked. It's
yeah,
there.
you know, like there's some celestial stars starting to spin around him and he's getting all ethereal.
Oh man, don't you hate when you just get all ethereal?
Yeah, man.
You know, Safix's got to be careful now, but he can depend on Blame to hold the back lines for him, ensuring that no one could try and push across from Ivy to maybe get some additional pressure.
Worked out.
It has, as even with the bomb plan, there is only 2 of the T's to hold this together.
Poison being low isn't that much of a caveat as long as NATO and Blame are proactive. Utility too. That's Blame's frag. Should be. But Brolin adjusts and Golden's taken down NATO. Suddenly the bodyguards are gone. He has to do it with low HP. 15 to be specific. Golden, 74. He can just find this frag. 1 bullet will do. Poison has the AWP though. A quick flick misses. Time sensitive. A fake. Golden's surely not going to eat this one up. Yeah, Poison, you're done. You're cooked. Another fake. And Golden pushing a good shot, but no time. Not again. Not this time, Poison. Denied by the Golden big brain.
And look at the bank. You can see just how close Fnatic have been able to keep this for the entirety of the game. As Complexity going into the last round of play are going to be working with very, very limited cash. Fnatic with the bomb plant, with the win bonus coming through, will be able to get a much more serviceable buy. But lucky for Poison, he's still able to get out that AWP. Glass Cannon with a flashbang. Blame down to an MP9. NATO onto the Deagle with Kevlar. They're only rocking 3 flashbangs and 2 smoke grenades for the entire defense here for Complexity going into the last round of the first half. This should be a Fnatic round. They're not dealing with a lot on the other side. If they can avoid Poison's AWP, and Golden cannot.
It's impossible, it seems. He's always finding a way in. This time now, Smoke's Bloom, but little too late. CTs don't have the weapons, but they're getting the frags anyway. A huge upgrade found. Blame. MP9 versus AK. NATO, only a Deagle to defend this site. He's going to reposition. A bait shot fired is the word I was trying to say. Poison.
Feuer.
Missed his shot. Feuer. Froy. Just Crims. Problematic. Finding one. Won't transfer. flusha left to clutch. And the flank works out. 9-6 on the half. Complexity came to play today. Fnatic on the ropes on our first map.
Look into your eyes, I see the colors of your soul, and I recognize every single line, every single roadblock. We are two hearts that beat in time, and the towers looking down all night, blocking out the sun that we need. Maybe we can change our stripes and colors. You're the only one I see, and I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, and I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise. Into my past and I count the numbers of the dreams that I left behind. I don't even care now that I've discovered a new kind of peace of mind. Up above us, looking down on us, there's an angel I know. We don't need to worry or discuss much. It's time for me to hit the road. I'll take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise.
They certainly have been to hell and back. Fnatic still in the server 2020. It's IEM New York. First game of, what is it now? 5th day, Chad?
4th day.
4th. God, time flies when you're having fun or not. But regardless, we are ready for Complexity to continue where they left off. It is time for the Fnatic CT side. It is definitely not an easy task on the T side of Train. Certainly with a stand-in, I imagine there'll be some more hurdles to overcome.
Yeah, I think on the T side here, for Nader Safix, for him to fill into a couple of these roles as part of the executes for Obo, hopefully not the most difficult thing in the world, because we have a competitive match on our hands here. Fnatic only walking away with 6 within that first half, and as we get back underway, they still retain the favorite from our bookmakers, GG.bet. Oh, JW, the woes get worse. He's only has 6 kills. He's had a bit of a rough one here on the pistol as well.
Really has. They're pushing. Crimson Brawler smoked off, pushed off. Crims losing his... Oh, wow. Nato actually lost his head. And that's a config clawing it back. So numbers favor them.
They've actually locked in Brolin here, so he has issues from Popdog, main, and behind him.
Ooh.
Good shot.
Okay, what does Flasher and Golden do with this then? Trying to find the difference maker. Not going to get it. Config showing him how it's done. Flushing out. Trying to work this back in. Honestly, Complexity picking up this pistol. Let's say they run the next 2.
Yeah, they're off to a flyer here.
Yeah,
If they
this-
convert against the Force Buy for Fnatic coming up next, I think flusha will just try and hold on to his Kevlar here. If he can do some damage and get some kills and have 300 coming through the bank for each of those, not too shabby. But all in all, you have to just reflect back. Okay, well, the armor's been ticked on down now. Can't upgrade the head armor for as cheap as what would have been possible. So some of the issues, you just have to remember the pistol round to kick off this game when Fnatic on the T side lost that 2-on-1 clutch to Poison. Prim's unable to convert that one there, and then they had the Force Buy that got dicey as well. Config will take out flusha, putting a couple of bullets in the corpse there just to let him know who's boss, as this was the map pick of Fnatic, and there's a real opportunity for a 2-0 in favor of Complexity here as we move into Vertigo. It is a map that we have seen Fnatic winning 2 on the trot, but they were both overtime games.
True. I mean, the way Samuelson framed it, he described it as, tier 1 practice. It's a tournament, and of course they'll be presenting all of their new ideas, favoring them twice since G2 and Vitality on Vertigo, but it is, of course, a new way to develop their map pool into that 7 they deem as necessary for their climb to the top. Blame climb into the top of round 11.
See you later, Force Buy. This one's done very quickly, so unless JW can play spoiler here and get a couple of kills. Oh, here's one.
Ooh, okay, here we go.
Poison's low as well, so's Blame.
Look. They'll bop them out. No problem. Crimson flusha. Nah, nothing going.
I wonder if, Fnatic lose this game here, and obviously I'm starting to make claims very, very early, but we know that it's not good enough for them to keep losing. I wonder if there would be some changes in the camp, at least the talk of changes in the camp going forward if they continue to lose throughout the rest of this year. I know it's the online era. I thought earlier on we wouldn't see teams chopping and changing rosters so much, but apparently there's no time like the present.
Yeah, I think losing to Complexity when...
The stand-in, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if I want to say the win conditions are there for Complexity. God, words are hard right now. Let me see. Like, who's playing well? Like, we do have Config and Poison having quite a good
Trio,
game.
yeah.
But it's like, it doesn't feel like Fnatic are playing like, hey, we're the solid 5 here either. They're playing to Complexity's tune, which is the more, I guess, worrying part to me.
Yeah, they fumbled some of those rounds in that first half, right? This could look completely different if those coin toss rounds went the other way. But the fact that Complexity have been able to hold on and continue to find this impact, this is great stuff. Knowing that OG will be the team that they play within the semi-finals, that's also a game that Complexity could win. And the more maps they play together with NATO in the server, the better they'll be looking. So Complexity here, now up to 11. 6 for Fnatic. It's most likely going to be the 12th round on the board for Complexity, and then Fnatic are going to have to run the gauntlet here with their backs against the wall on the CT side.
Yeah, it would be quite the gauntlet run. Especially on T-side, Train, when you have this lead, you can go for some more kind of Hail Mary maneuvers, something that perhaps you wouldn't necessarily be throwing out if it was 11-11. But you can take a couple of those chances with the more audacious maneuvers and flipping that coin even when it isn't that 50-50 that a coin typically represents. 3 of them towards Ivy, though. It is just the pistols. I will reiterate the saved scout. Saved CZ. It is practically a full eco. And that communication has also been had over in the Complexity camp.
Yeah, do you think... Rush, what are your thoughts on this round? Do you think it has any sort of life to it here? Do you like this
I
stack
mean,
out?
I like this HE setup here, because if it lands, then Poison's definitely going to get chunked down by Crimson Scout, I feel, but that's a brilliant smoke. So I don't think there's going to be much to do here. I think it's just going to be a complete mop-up. It's going to be incredibly hard to see all the kills through the smokes, but look at JW. Oh my god, he gets some.
Oh, it's
Crims,
possible
though.
now.
Oh, it's really possible now. Okay, not as much now, but I think there might be a gun he can recover somewhere around here if he's allowed to, so let's see.
I think Blame has him covered off right now. So as soon as he peeks, flusha for range almost. So guys, just quickly here, I know you've all been asking about this and the people at home, they've just been begging for more news on this. Australian scientists say an increasing number of babies are no longer being born with wisdom teeth as humans evolve at their fastest rate for 250 years. We have an extra forearm artery, we have shorter faces, and extra bones in our feet and legs are among the anatomical changes in modern humans, a study by Flinders University in South Australia has found. Back underway here, round number 19, as the guns will come out. AWP for JW, AUG for Brolin. Diffuse kits in play and utilities. So Fnatic have everything they need to start posting rounds on the board, and they need to start now. This is a decided match. Losing, you're out. Winning, you go through to the semis.
I do feel as though Fnatic need to recover here. This is starting to spiral away. Once you get those double digits, let alone 12 against you, it does get scary, but JW holds his nerve. That's going to be Ivy controlled as Poison goes down, who's been quite game-changing, to be completely fair for Complexity. Poison's been very, very much on point. Oh, I was wondering, could we have a little Crosshair look at some point, Rush? Not now necessarily, but, you know, maybe a quieter round. I'd love to see what Crosshairs we're working with.
Anytime.
Double nade towards Brolin. Flashed up. Smokes there, draws out the fire. That's about it for now.